Angelo DePaola, the Coastal Connection with eXp Realty. We're live at J&M Tackle, the Gulf Coast foremost outfitter. Blake Michaleski here. Guys, it's a little crispness in the air this morning. We had a little cold front, some like kind of serious cold fronts pushed through the past couple of days. It always gets me thinking, redfish on the front beach. Blake, you guys have heard some reports. I'll let you give the reports and we'll kind of go into like tactics.
Yeah, man, it's starting to happen. The cool weather has really set off fishing. We were kind of lagging behind weather-wise for a month or so, but the water temperatures finally came down, and that's what it's all about, is that water temperature. And so the fish, the redfish, the bull reds are starting to congregate around the passes and getting ready for their fall winter spawning deal. And so the bite's on, and we're going to talk about some fun ways to catch them, and not just the known ways.
Cool. So you guys had some friends, probably some guys that shop here. They've gone out. They've probably caught 70 redfish.
Oh yeah, like off near Dixie Bar, the mouth of which is off to the east side of Mobile Pass there. Nice big sandbar runs out when the waves coming out of the bay on the north wind days and the current. It can stack them up, and they're just catching them on dead bait and anchoring. But if you want to get into take it to a sporting level, you got some other options here.
Let's kick it up a notch and let's talk about it, because this is when you get the big schools that you see videos of. So we've got a pair of fly rods, we've got a casting rod. What are we doing here?
So sometimes you can just ride around. If you're not into the fly deal yet, your heavier spinning rod, this is a Shimano Terramar, pretty heavy one with a Saragossa 8000. Some 65-pound, 80-pound braid on it, and start throwing poppers. When you see them on the surface, you can ride around, look for a couple of birds. We'll give them away, but sometimes you just see them. It's a massive school of them. Shimano Orca popper is one of my favorite, and you can just sight fish them. It's a blast to watch a fish eat, and then you'll catch so many at times you'll get to the point where it's like, well, let's just take the hooks off and have fun. It's something like watching 3 or 4 redfish chase your popper all the way to your rod tip, and then you take it away, and they're right there.
So what I like about the Shimano Orca poppers, it has a little bubble hole here, so it doesn't skip.
Right, it stays in the water really well.
And it does a nice trail.
It looks a lot bigger than it is in the water. It gets their attention, but then it's a nice size. They'll eat.
The other thing is Shimano comes with a big set of treble hooks already, which is great for fishing. But look, if you're looking to catch and release, you can replace these with a single hook, just one treble hook on the back.
And we do that. You can see the bigger ones come with the big single hooks, but I do like to put just one single hook on the back of those so that you can get a quick release. These are big breeding fish. They're not the best table fare. So, fight them hard, get them in. If you pop one off, catch the next one. Just fight them hard, get them in, get a healthy release.
What kind of line do you? I'm thinking 30 to 50 pound braid on this.
You can go a little heavier. You can go 50 to 60. If you're fishing, if you're going, if this is if you're wanting to hook them and catch them, heavier tackle will make for a quicker fight and a better release for the fish. But 30 pound and it will certainly land a bull red. I've caught them on 50. Yeah.
And then I like the idea of just a single hook, because got 6 hooks here. Kind of avoid a trip to the hospital.
If he gets it deep to the fish, that's a lot of time the fish is out of the water trying to get it unhooked. So we want to release these fish healthy.
So the other, that's the scenario. They're up on top. We were talking about actually teasing them up with the popper, or throwing and throw a fly at them, or just throw a fly at them, because if you've always wanted to catch a good fish on a fly, this is like a great way to break into it. And you don't have to be a super skilled.
No, you don't have to be a skilled caster. You can. Sometimes it's just lobbing it out there. When there's a lot of redfish, they're very competitive. They are not picky. They'll eat about anything. If your sunglasses fall off your face, they'll probably try to eat those. But we'll throw. My favorite is a popper, just because of the surface action. You've got we've got some bigger flies here too. If you find a smaller group, they may be a little more finicky. But the setup, a 9 or 10 weight fly rod with a weight for it, kind of short taper on the front taper of your fly line. That helps turn these big flies over, helps punch them in the wind. I do a piece of 50-pound fluorocarbon, maybe 3 feet long, and a piece of 30-pound. That's my whole leader setup for this type of fishing. You can even keep it simpler than that, just like a straight piece of 40. No need for finesse stuff like tapered leaders or anything. A lot of people think, oh, it's really expensive to get into fly fishing. This guy is. This one is half the price. They both will do the job the same. So you can get into this outfit. This is ready to go for about $600. This is the TFO E-Sox rod. It's technically a one-handed rod, but it's designed so you can cast with 2 hands to turn these big flies over in the wind.
Dude, and so here's what's happening. Like the cold fronts are coming through, all the pogies, menhaden, mullet, they're all kind of stacking up with these passes. And as soon as that front pushes through, pushes them all out the pass, and that'll happen through the series almost all winter up to about December. And what happens? Predator fish come in there, and that's why you see these big stacks up of redfish, jack crevalle, sharks. If you want to go out and have a great time this fall, and it's just easy, not all this planning, grab some spinning rods, grab some fly rods. Quick, easy trip. And as far as fishing form off Dixie Bar, I mean, that place has been written about. Saltwater sportsmen. It's a really well-known spot. There's a little bit of a trick though, especially as you get this outgoing tide. What's happening there is it's pushing shrimp and crabs and bait fish out the pass. What you want is where that is. You don't want to put your boat in it. But you want to be able to cast in that break, because that's where, just like we were talking, where the pompano like to be, is those waves are churning up the crabs and seeing fleas, and the redfish being a bigger fish can really maneuver well in there where the bait fish can't.
Natural presentation where the fish are. I mean, that's fishing. That's what you gotta do. So yeah, be able to read the water, know what's going on. And they're there.
And look, if you guys want any tips or anything on it, get it. These guys at J&M Tackle, y'all all go do this.
This is kind of something a lot of us we like to do because what you mentioned is quick trips. It's not a lot of places, not a lot of tackle. You can decide for a moment, hey, let's go look for an hour or two this morning or this evening.
You guys, the boat captains. I mean, it's almost universal. Like you see the same thing up in Hatteras, like the guys that run the tackle stores, the guys that run the boats. When redfish season come in, they're out there, they're fishing for them. Guys, I hope you found this informative. Hit us up with some questions before we go. We're talking about tagging some of these fish.
So you're releasing these fish. These are big breeders. That's why they're there. They're spawning. They're going to release their eggs on the incoming tide into the estuary. Get with Dolphin Island Sea Lab, RCCA Alabama, Blake Michaleski at CCA, Crystal Hightower at Dolphin Island Sea Lab. They can get you set up with tags. Let's put some tags in these fish. The more we know about them, the better for the future of the species. And they're doing some great work. So it takes just a second if you get the fish in quick. It's a healthy fish. Get that tag in it, and really cool when you get the call back to find out where one got recaptured.
It's been a while.
Awesome. Guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this segment. I hope you found it informative. If you need any tackle tips, fishing reports, get with these guys at J&M. If I can help you with real estate at all, hit me up. Get at me through Facebook. And you guys have a great day.
Well, these guys.